Hi folks and welcome. I might sound a bit hoarse, probably because I need a slurp of me coffee. Oh, I can't, I've got none of coffee, I've drunk it. Drunken it, got rid of it, gone. Right, today it's show and tell. What have I got? I had a visit yesterday from our friend over at Jay's Vintage Junk. And this is what he brought me, and I sent him away with a few items that he likes to have, and he brought me these. This is a Panasonic cassette deck. It's a 611 cassette deck. Don't know what it does, but what we'll do, as I'm doing the show and tell, we'll plug each item in and see what each thing does and what each thing doesn't. We'll start with the, I'll just tell you quickly, Panasonic cassette deck, Philips cassette deck, and this is a high-end model, Jay was saying, and you can tell, look at all the buttons on it. You always know the more buttons you get, the more high-end it is. Of a matching Philips tuner, and this is a Marantz direct drive turntable. So there we are. That's I'll go through each. I'll go through each specific model with you. As we fire each thing up and do the test. Right, this is the cassette deck, and I'm not going to use the Variac for the reason that you don't need to on these sort of things, because A, I'll just pull that plug a minute, A, I know where they came from, and B, it's all isolated anyway, so we don't need to Variac it. You only have to Variac old valve stuff. So we're live. Nothing. Nope. Oh, it would all plug it in, wouldn't it? There we are. The lights are lit up. The VU meters are lit up. Yeah, the VU meters are lit up. Yeah. And it's doing something. I can hear something. Let's pop a tape in. Pop a tape in. Oh, look at that eject. Let's pop a tape in and just see if we get anything on the meters. Just check it winds and rewinds first. Check it fast forwards and rewinds, because then we'll know whether the belt's afoot. It rewinds, it fast forwards, it rewinds. It plays. And the VU meters are moving. So that is the counter's moving. So yeah. I think that's fair to say that that thing actually works. So yeah, I think that works. I think Jay said it was down on one channel, so what we'll do, we'll fire up the signal tracer. If I can get to the bloody lead for the signal tracer. Because I've not got an amplifier on the bench. So let's get the lead for the signal tracer, and the signal tracer is currently connected to this clock radio I'm working on, which I've not uploaded the video for it yet. So what we'll do, we'll just probe the left and right and just see. So we'll connect onto, I don't know whether it was, he said it was down on playback, So we want line out, so we'll just connect ground to there if it stays on. Well, that's working. Yeah, that's working on both left and right. So, turn the signal tracer down. So that can be given a good clean up, a service, and it's working. So I'm happy with that. That's a good one. Yeah, my tape came out in one piece. It does need a service, however, so right. So this one, is working. That's the Panasonic 611 cassette deck. So I'm not going to be able to try the record deck through the what do you call it, signal tracer, obviously not. So what we'll do next, we'll go for the Philips cassette deck. We'll give that a whirl and see what we get. Well, we're lit up, all the lights are on. Yeah. Eject. Nice slow eject. Check it winds. Yeah, the counter doesn't work, the belt's probably gone. Rewinds. It's got a light inside that as well from the look of that. Yeah, it illuminates the cassette. So let's go for play. There we are. Bit of a noise coming from that, but I think that's just dirty pinch roller. Just might need lubricating. So let's connect the signal tracer. It would help to actually have it on audio. There we are. That one's nothing. So that might be the one that's down. Oh, hang on, I could be. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. That's the bloody tuner. Right. So we want the output. So we'll connect this just to the in, just so we can. We'll connect that to the record, to the ground of the in, just so we can take a sniff. There we are.
Someone touching your face. You'll come.
Yeah.
And you'll look.
Yeah. That's working on both channels. And it sounds not bad either. Is the Dolby turned on? Let's just turn that signal tracer down. I hate things that hum. No, Dolby's not turned on. But, yeah, that just needs a good clean. And that noise is gone now and all. So that just needs a good clean. Let's try the radio that he gave me. See, but basically what I do with Jay, we trade things. I mean, if I've got something I don't want, or something I don't mess with, or I see anything that I don't mess with, I pick it up for him, and he does the same for me. Anything that he thinks that I want, you know, he'll grab it or whatever. That kind of idea. It sort of helps each other. We both get things that we like, and well, we're display's flashing on that a bit. Oh, hang on a minute. That was my plug. Yeah, I can hear it fizzing. It's my plug. Yeah. Wonder if there's a loose wire in the plug. Let's have a look. Yeah, because I could hear it fizzing. Yeah, that sounds like it might be a loose connection in the plug. I've just done the jiggle test. Let's have a look. Could be a loose connection in the plug, that. So, let's have a look. That feels tight. Feels tight, but it does feel like it's got the correct fuse in there as well. It's got a 3 amp fuse in it, which is what you expect. So what we'll do, we'll put the plug back together. I think it could be continuity in the power cord that's doing that, but we'll soon see. Mash it back in. Yeah. Right, well, we're picking up interference. No, we're all right there now. We're not flashing. Could have been the wire slightly loose, but that fizzing noise I could hear. It's actually coming from the signal tracer. So what we'll do next, we'll connect the tracer to the tuner. That's AM. Where's the FM? Might not get anything on FM because there's no aerial in it, but we'll that's your preset stations. Alright, where do I want to go? FM. Well, that's working. I don't expect to get much because there's no aerial in it, but it is working. It is working. That's because it's picking up. It's working great on AM. It'll probably only get radio 2. Let's go back to AM. Take that off there a minute. It doesn't seem to be selecting between long wave. That's AM, which is medium wave and long wave, but does it actually? It just says AM. So that's FM. So is medium wave and long wave in the same? Oh, that's weird. That's picking up with AM. I wonder if it's it works anyway. It works anyway, both channels. Yeah. It works. That noise is a noise on the radio. Let's do it manually.
Any good or not? Because he missed a couple of chances last weekend that he
Yeah. It's working.
The remaining six, they have drawn twice at Manchester City and Arsenal in the Premier League this season. No win away from home in the Premier League since the 20th of January.
And
today, here's Son down the right.
to store.
As you get towards
Oh, that's how you do it. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, memory. Right, so that's working. That's working. It's working on both channels. I can't test the turntable with the signal tracer, so we can turn that off because it's a magnetic cartridge. And I know I can do most things, but even I can't. I've got a message. Right, bear with me a minute folks, I want to reply to this message. Right, let's clear these off the desk, the bench rather, and we'll have a look at the Marantz. And see what the state of play is so far. You know, so far everything's worked. To be honest, I don't know whether to be happy or disappointed because you know, there's not really anything for me to do with these apart from just, well, what I'll do, I will go over them and explain the process and stuff. So I will go over them, but you know, but that's brilliant. I mean, right, just pop these there for a minute. Right, we are on to the Marantz. This could do with a really good clean. It needs hinges for the back. The top's not in bad condition at all. It does have a stylus. This is a Marantz auto return direct drive system. TT, I think they're T's. TT2000. But Jay did say that the tone arm had taken a bit of a whack when he put it into his car. So what we'll do, we'll address that. And what we'll do, I'll show you how to set up the tone arm. What we do, adjust the weight, so that the tone arm floats freely in space. Like that, that's exactly right. It's exactly floating level. That's what you want. And then what you do, you hold your weight so it doesn't move, and you turn your ring, you turn your calibration ring to 0, and then what you do then, you turn it in, and that went a bit too fast for my liking, so I'm going to redo that. So what we'll do, I don't think it was quite in where it needs to be, because he did say it took a whack, so it'll probably come off its thread. Right, we're calibrated or counterbalanced. So what we'll do, we'll move that to 0. And what we'll do now, we'll turn our weight and we'll set it to 2 grams. And we'll confirm whether that's correct with the stylus gauge as well. Right, so that feels like 2 grams to me. And trust me, the amount of record players I've handled, I can judge whether it's 2 grams or not. Right, there's no power switch on this thing, but I will go through some of the features. It has a lift up and down for you to lift your, what do you call it, your doings, to lift your tone arm. And we'll set the anti-skate to 2 because I almost forgot about that. There should be a little arrow somewhere. Oh, there it is. So we'll set that to 2. There we go. Now, on this particular unit, we've got a stroboscope. It'll work with 50 or 60 hertz. We've got the reject button there. We've got the Q up and down there for lifting your arm up and down. We've got a speed adjust here for adjusting your pitch, and we've got the speed selector here for 45 and 33 and a third, or if you're in Ireland it's 33 and a third. Right, so what we'll do, we'll lift our arm up, move it across, and oops, that's because I pressed the eject button a minute ago. I presume that's why that is. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing here, but anyway, we'll let it down. Nice damping, and we've just missed the record. And we're on the record. Bear with me a minute, folks. There we go. Right, where were we? The Marantz TT2000. Let's have a look at the stroboscope and see whether we've got any unwanted movement. So I'll need to turn it around to do this. Oh, we need to see if the arm comes off at the end. It does. This is one of them where you can remove the screw out of the top here and you can pull the eggshell off. That's all nice and clean, it's spotless. There we go. I might keep this for my own collection, get some hinges for it. It's got a couple of dings here and there, it needs a really good clean. But Jay did say that it needed a good clean, and I want so. It's got a Toshiba cartridge in it. That's no bad thing. Right, so what we'll do, we'll raise the arm, and we'll start the turntable rotating, and we'll see if there's any go. Actually folks, it's bang on. I mean, it really is. It really is, it's spot on. Let's try 33. Let's adjust it for 30. Let's adjust it for now the speed's stabilised. Let's oh, 33 is the top here. I was looking at the 60 Hz one. Come on. No, it's not locking in on the. Set it back to 45. It's not locking in on the 45 on the. Right, let's lock it in on the 45. I mean, the control could be dirty. Give the control a bit of a. I mean, that could even be dirty because it locked in on the 45 perfectly. Yeah, it's the control, it's dirty. But it locked in on the 45 perfectly. Yeah, that's stop. Yeah, it locked in on the 45 perfectly. Yeah, that's 33, that's 45. Just changing speeds. That seems to be better. Right, we're locked in perfectly. That's 45, dead on. Now Let's see if the 33 locks in. It should really lock in at the centre point, really. And to be honest, that's not bad. Give it a bit of an adjustment. There we are, we're in. We're bang on just a little bit that way for the 33. But we're actually bang on, folks. It's not bad. It just needs a good service, this. It is locking in. It's locking in with no problem. It's just that the control's probably dirty. And we're doing that a couple of times. That's sorted that out. But this will get a good service. It'll probably be on the bench next and get a good clean. Because I would like to see this in service. I'm not going to have it in my front room because it's not going to replace my garage, but I'll keep this. I will actually hold on to this as a second turntable. I will keep this as a second turntable. Right, folks, I'm going to leave it there for this bit of a show and tell. That's all it's been, really. And we'll do a more in-depth video on all this stuff as and when I get to it. And like I say, you know, very grateful to Jay from Jay's Vintage Junk for bringing it to me. And if you haven't visited his channel, I'll link it in the description. You know, he's a bit of a when it comes to it, really, Jay. You know, the best way really to describe Jay is a bit of a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he can, you know, he can have a go at pretty much everything. He's sort of like. You know, vintage. I think his main forte is vintage computers, that kind of thing. But he's equally at home working on an old valve radio. You know, he's got quite a lot of good skill sets. He's good. But we were talking. Me and Jay were talking yesterday about you know, collaborating on a project, maybe an old radio or something. You know, I'm gonna need to get the workshop straightened up so that he can sit down in here, and I've got an itchy back. But you know, I need to get the workshop straightened up so that he can sit, so he's got somewhere to sit. So that's an up and coming project that we're gonna do. We're gonna do a video collaboration on repairing something or restoring something. You know. But yeah, this is I'm gonna clean this up and it'll come up like new. Find some hinges for the back, and there we go. But I will link Jay's channel in below. And thank you very much for watching, folks, and more to come later. Bye for now.